A teacher in trouble.
And he admitted to it, Your Honor. So the strength of the evidence, it's unquestionable, Your Honor.
For what he's accused of doing with a South Florida student. Flores fired.
I'm looking at this over 3 years now.
Now the Dolphins team owner is facing the fans. Plus, approaching the peak of Omicron.
New York City, Washington, D.C., Maryland, probably Florida as well have already peaked.
And perhaps already past it. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Zitlali Solate. Today is Tuesday, January 11th, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Facing a judge, a Broward County teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. The man, Phil Velez, taught culinary classes and was an assistant basketball coach.
The network's Sofia Benitez spoke to students outside the school in Pembroke Pines.
Disturbing accusations against a Charles W. Flanagan teacher have come to life.
Philip Duro Velez of Hollywood has been accused of having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old girl at his school since December. The pair allegedly met in a fundraiser hosted by the school last November. On Sunday, the 28-year-old admitted to having sex with the teen several times and told authorities that she was his girlfriend. He appeared in court on Monday and is facing 4 charges, 3 counts of sexual battery, and 1 count of using his authority to solicit and engage in sexual conduct. His bond is set at $85,000. The main discussion now is about the victim's age.
Alleged victim in this case, if this were 60 days from now, this would not be the crime that is alleged before Your Honor today. I don't make light of it. He is a teacher, but he's a young teacher, doesn't make a lot of money, and has no prior record.
He's her teacher. He's a teacher. He's in a position where he's supposed to be protecting children, teaching children, not engaging sexual relationships with them. And he admitted to it, Your Honor. So the strength of the evidence, it's unquestionable, Your Honor.
Students at the high school are also speaking on the matter.
I think it's unnecessary and inappropriate and shouldn't have happened in the first place, because this is a school environment and kids should be able to feel safe in their environment.
The situation is very inappropriate and the teacher should have never had this type of relationship with a student, especially since they are minor.
Velez since has been fired. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network, this is Sofia Benitez.
COVID's Omicron variant creating a new normal at colleges such as Florida International University. As the network's Gretel Sanchez reports, classes there have resumed for the spring semester with an app for tracking the spread.
With the return of students to in-person classes after the holidays, health is a primary concern among many.
The Omicron variant is the predominant variant in our community right now. It is highly contagious, so now more than ever we have to be very careful to help protect others around us. So what do you need to do? First of all, fill out the P3 app before you come to campus. We want to be sure that people are not coming to campus if they have any symptoms. If the P3 app says stay home, you will get an email and you can share that email with your professor and you'll get an excused absence. Wear a mask that is a good fitting mask. Third thing, wash your hands regularly. And finally, but most importantly, get fully vaccinated. And if it's time for a booster dose, get the booster dose.
FIU students reflect on how the COVID situation has changed.
I would say that if we were as proactive as we were last year, or like 2 years ago when COVID initially came out, if we were as proactive as we were, we should be okay regardless of which variants are out. When I got into FIU, that was when COVID just started, so there were no classes on campus. I like the experience of coming to campus, get to meet new people.
I prefer going into classes because I pay attention more.
If you have been in crowded places over the holidays, it is recommended to get tested even if you're fully vaccinated or receive a booster to avoid spreading the virus. For more information, please visit the website curative.com or call the FIU Student Health Center at 305-348-2401. Reporting from Florida International University for South Florida Media Network, Gretel Sanchez.
As COVID-19 overwhelms healthcare systems, there may be hope that the worst of the Omicron surge may be behind us. Across America, the current COVID surge may peak later this month, but health experts emphasize that the next few weeks are crucial. Here in Florida, doctors say we may have hit the peak already.
If you look what's happening across the East Coast right now, New York City, Washington, D.C., Maryland, probably Florida as well have already peaked, maybe Delaware and Rhode Island. You're going to start to see that in the statistics this week. You're going to start to see those curves, those epidemic curves bend down.
While portions of the country have peaked, other regions have not, which may mean trouble for U.S. hospitals since nearly a quarter are reporting a major staffing shortage. And breaking this morning, the American Red Cross declaring its first ever national blood crisis because of fewer donations during the pandemic. The organization saw a 34% decline in donor turnout last year.
A pilot is lucky to be alive this morning after his plane crashed in the path of a moving train. His injuries look bad, but he's expected to make a full recovery. The crash was in Los Angeles Sunday, and the officers who saved him work for the LAPD. Not long after takeoff, the single-engine plane went down on the train tracks right where the three officers were gathered. They managed to pull the pilot to safety right before the plane collided the train.
Were you able to stay for the end of the college football national championship game? If not, we have the highlights.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
An organization can only function if it's collaborative and it works well together.
The owner of the Miami Dolphins taking questions from reporters after his decision to fire coach Brian Flores. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter what you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
COVID-19 has changed how we stomp the yard and feel the beat. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to strolling instead of scrolling. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Is it safe?
Should I get it? Is it free? It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision for yourself and for your fam.
Questions for the Miami Dolphins organization after the unexpected decision to fire the team's football coach. Brian Flores let go yesterday, and we're learning more about the reason behind the move.
The team releasing a statement shedding some light on the firing. Owner Stephen Ross implying there were internal struggles between Flores and general manager Chris Greer.
Well, I mean, I've been looking at this over 3 years now and watching the organization grow, and I think an organization can only function if it's collaborative and it works well together.
Flores was viewed as a rising star in the NFL. He posted a record of 24-25 in 3 seasons, just missing the playoffs this season. He's expected to be a prime head coaching candidate for other teams.
The University of Georgia riding high after a big win against the University of Alabama's Crimson Tide. A memorable night for the Bulldogs last night as Stenson Bennett, a former walk-on player turned starting quarterback, returned to bring his school its first national title since 1980. Final score, Bulldogs 33, Crimson Tide 18.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Zitlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.